Bye birdie. EU bids farewell to Twitter as company pulls out of court to fight disinformation.
Here's a summary of the article.
Out of the 10 countries that drink the most in the world, 9 are located in the European Union. In 2019, 8.4% of the EU adult population consumed alcohol every day, 28.8% drank weekly, and 22.8% monthly, while 26.2% said they never consumed alcoholic drinks or hadn't consumed any in the last 12 months. Between EU countries, there are large differences in estimated alcohol consumption, but one trend remains prevalent: men drink more than women. 13.0% of men vs 4.1% of women drink alcohol every day. 36.4% of men vs 21.7% of women drink every week. The EU country with the biggest share of its population drinking alcohol on a weekly basis is the Netherlands, Luxembourg, and Belgium. Some EU countries have more heavy drinking episodes than others. Interestingly, some countries where a significant share of the population drinks alcohol every day, such as Spain and Italy, rank very low on the heavy drinking scale, with 6% and 4%, respectively. How much do people drink in the UK? Because the United Kingdom left the EU in 2020, the island nation is no longer included in Eurostat data.
This post received a score of 36,000, with an upvote ratio of 81%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
The many recent scandals have shown that our democracies are not well equipped to defend themselves against disinformation campaigns from either political parties, Cambridge Analytica, or foreign powers, China, Russia, etc. I hope that the Anti-Disinformation Code will be a tool in the fight against those behind disinformation. If a platform supports these campaigns, they should be duly sanctioned.
I'd go so far as to say they're very well equipped to use this disinformation to their benefit.
It's almost like it's not disinformation, and is propaganda.
You're talking about squares and rectangles. All disinformation is propaganda, not all propaganda is disinformation. Having some overlap doesn't stop them from being distinct concepts. Yes. And not all propaganda is necessarily negative, as well. Like the WPA posters from the 1930s, used in campaigns against venereal disease, or just general public health stuff. There were also some pretty awesome ones about libraries and literacy campaigns.
The headline is misleading. It sounds like Twitter is being shut down in the EU. The code Twitter is pulling out of is a voluntary one and has no legal power.
If I'm being charitable, I would say that the free speech absolutists in this thread grossly overestimate the power of the truthful facts, and the intelligence of people as a mob. That being said, it takes a special kind of ignorance to see rampant anti-vaccination movement and various dangerous movements and still think, nah, no harm done. It's one thing to want scrutiny on who gets to call something misinformation. It's another to willingly let it go rampant just because you are too lazy, stupid and/or hate-filled to start applying moral judgment to it.
The part one get confused with is that there is obviously a fear of someone taking charge of people's opinion, and that no government, which in democratic states would mean at least a few hundred people, much more in the EU, should have the opportunity to decide what is true or false. But at the same moment there seems to be absolutely no problem with giving that power to the few individuals who own the social media platforms. Maximum a few dozen people.
The problem essentially boils down to who has the better claim to self-regulation of public opinion, the government, or the market. Personally, I wouldn't trust the government as far as I could throw it, but at least we can still win elections. Markets are all about making themselves completely indispensable, with no alternatives.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to Speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.